So who's the most famous person that's ever DM'd you?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Yes. My boyfriend is not happy with it because he keeps messaging me and I have to ignore.
Yo, my people, it's your boy Ibi the Kid, and we're here today for another episode of The Kid Show. I think we're on episode like 40, it's 47 now? We're on 47, Louis? Yeah, 47. We're doing numbers. Today I'm joined by someone that's very, very different. We don't normally have people from your industry. You're probably the first fighter slash actor slash TikToker slash, but mainly fighter though, because obviously I feel like a big part of what you do is fighting.
Yes.
And obviously it's crazy that the first fighter we have is a woman because it's not normally in a woman's nature to be a fighter. You know what I mean? So Alex J, I'm happy to have you here, but how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Nervous, but
apparently you've been to a lot of you've got a lot of emails from a lot of other people trying to have you on the show, but you chose this one.
Yes.
Why this show though?
I don't know. I feel like you can be appropriate at times. Like you don't catch people out with weird questions.
Yeah, she's locked in. You see, we're professional on this side. But regardless though, for people who do not know who you are, do you want to give them like a quick introduction like of what you do? Because I feel like a lot of people shouldn't know who you are, and a lot of people do know who you are. Like I discovered your content like in lockdown when you were doing the transitions, and it was like, I was quite nuts. But just for people who do not know who you are, do you want to just give them a quick breakdown?
Okay, I'm Alex J. I'm 26 years old. I'm a model. I do kickboxing. I work in the film industry where I do stunts. And yeah, I do content creation on social media as well. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
No, that's dope. So take us from that time when I first saw you, you know?
Yeah.
When we were in lockdown and you were doing all these mad transitions, bro. Who were you at the time? Like, what were you trying to achieve at the time?
Wow. Actually, I was so lost at the time. I just came back from studying.
What did you study?
I studied sports science, but I was not happy because I just wanted to fight after school.
Yeah.
But I was not allowed to. So I ended up being very depressed and I ended up failing. And that made it worse because I don't like failing. So then I remembered it was the year before lockdown. And that year was like the worst year of my life. I ended up not going to classes for a whole semester.
Uh-huh.
And then I had to go home and COVID happened. So nothing was going for me. I didn't have a job, nothing. And I still had student loans to like pay off. And it was so crazy. And the only thing I could do was to keep myself sane, was started doing videos. But for me, I was just like, oh, this is cool. I saw a girl doing like that, you know, that
transition.
And there was a tutorial on that. And I was like, oh, cool. I want to do this. And I actually did it. And I was like, this is so fun. I want to do more. And I just started experimenting like with different angles, different ways, different body parts and stuff. And I actually ended up enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then I just started creating it and people liked it. So I was like, okay, I'm entertaining people. So this is something I really like. So then I just continued filming the videos, but I had no intention of being a TikToker or a social media person because that wasn't me. I just liked the videos part of it. That's why I still like creating videos. It's really entertaining for me because I can entertain other people.
I get you.
So yeah.
And you mentioned that after school you wanted to go into fighting.
Yeah.
So but you weren't allowed to. So tell me like your upbringing essentially like.
Okay, so basically if I wanted to fight after school, I would have had no financial support and you could not become.
But where did this love for fighting come from? Well, like, what was that your goal in school? Always to become a fighter?
No, I was bullied at school because I was very skinny and tall.
Yeah.
So you're prone to be bullied, and basically I had no confidence, nothing. I was very quiet and I was shy. And then my dad one day said, "Let's put you in kickboxing," and I was just like, "No, that's crazy."
Yeah.
But I ended up going, and then. There, I felt like I belonged there.
Yeah.
And people welcomed me and no one judged you. And I felt like I could be myself because I've always tried to fit in with everyone else and I could not just fit in. And the kickboxing gave me a voice. It gave me my self-image, like someone who I can be, something I'm good at.
Yeah.
And then when I started training, I think within 3 months I had my first fight. And then the president of kickboxing within Western Cape, he saw me and he put me straight to represent Western Cape in in the
Nationals.
yes. And then I competed there, and I was supposed to go for world champs, and it was like I got so good at it so soon. And then ever since it became like a love of mine because it basically gave me a voice.
Yeah.
And I can be myself, accepting myself, accepting my height, because I've always hated my height, but then it was like an advantage in the fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always been because it gave me
So where exactly do you come from though? You come from the Western Cape?
Yeah.
Where in the Western Cape?
Atlantis.
That's all the way on the other side.
I grew up like in a very rough neighborhood, but I was not allowed to be in the neighborhood.
Oh, so you're not allowed outside?
Yeah. I come from a very like strict family. That's why when I wanted to go fight after school, they're like, no, but we can't
afford it at the time.
we can't like support you or anything. You need to get a job because this is how it works. You have to go study, get a job, and then that's it. And I didn't want to do that. I just knew that I was destined to be a professional fighter, and I really wanted to do that. And I told myself that, okay, I can't do that now, so I have to find a way to be able to financially support myself. And then that's how I got into the stunts. Like I was introduced into that, and then that was able to like financially support myself. But I could not train for fighting because I was always working.
I'm gonna stop you there because I don't want us to get into that too early.
Yeah.
But you then started making videos on TikTok,
Yes.
and at that time you're making transition videos, and they were booming straight after school. Obviously, you studied sports. Did you finish your sports study?
No, I was in I think my second or my third year, and then that whole semester didn't go, so I ended up failing.
So what did your parents say at that time? Were they angry?
I didn't tell them. So they didn't know. So I basically said, and they don't believe really in like mental problems and stuff. So they're not very open-minded to that.
Old school,
Yeah. So then I had to tell them, I'm going to complete my studies online. So so they didn't know, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I told them I'm going home. I need to come home. I'm not feeling good. I'm just going to complete it online. And they
were
believed
cool about
me.
it.
Yeah. And then COVID happened, and I was like, there's no studying at all. And like, they didn't know I wasn't doing anything. And it was like the worst year of my life.
You know, it's actually crazy that you mention it because, like, as bad as it is in African homes, bruh, there's no mental health issues. There's no mental health issues, my brother.
You're looking for attention.
Yeah, you're looking for attention, bruh. There's no pain in your head, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daddy will eat the mental health issues out of me, bruh.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, if you have mental health issues, seek for help though, because obviously it is a real thing for people. But regardless though, so then you're in lockdown, you're making all these transitional videos, and now you start getting a bit of traction online.
Yeah.
At what point do you think like, okay, this is actually something that I can make money from?
So I remember it because I started beginning Jan in 2022. I mean, 2020. I started just filming and stuff, and I didn't really have followers at the time. And then all of a sudden, I remember there was a video that I did like the head spin, and that went viral.
Yeah.
I think I got like 1 million likes on it, and I don't know how many views. I can't remember. And then all of my other transition videos started blowing up because of that. And I was like, what is going on? It was so cool. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to continue. I didn't know any better. I didn't know about campaigns, and I didn't know any of these things. And then brands started reaching out to me and stuff. And then like, this is the budget, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, okay.
What is the first ever bag you got from socials?
Like
At that time when brands were reaching out?
like a big payment or like any payment?
Just any payment.
I think
You can give us both actually.
the most and the least.
Yeah, at that time. I don't want
At
to know
the
your
time.
bag now because obviously
Yeah.
that's-
So the most at the time I remember, but this was like a long campaign. It was like spread out over like 2-3 months. So you had to do like 2 videos each, and I think it was $4,000 for that.
$4,000.
But I mostly what I got was international campaign. So they pay more.
4,000 times 18. 4,000 times 18 is about 160K.
Yeah. So for
No?
that,
Yo, that match is bad. That's also going to kill me. Wait. 4,000 times 18, 72,000. Don't kill me in the comments. So people are actually making money like that on socials.
yeah, but that's because it was an international client. Because most of my clients that come to me was from the US because they thought I was based in the US.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then I was like, oh, that's cool. And it was very easy to do because I remember it was to promote a fight promotion that was based somewhere there.
But when you were doing your transitions, you were doing the fighting as well in your
Yes,
videos.
so I made like transitions with it. So I combined the two, and all I had to do was to hype it up, and then I just transitioned into like my fighting character and stuff, and that was literally all.
How many videos?
I think I had to do was 4.
4 videos, 72,000 and you guys are making money, huh? Yo. Nah, these guys are making, guys, start social media now, bro. These guys are making money in the social media industry. That's actually interesting though. And that point where you're not like, wow.
Yeah, because I could use it to pay off my student loans.
Oh, and how much did you owe at the time?
I think in total I was left with like 80K, 80 or 90K, I think. And I paid it off, and I was like, because that was just coming in, and I was at home. I was in my room, nowhere else. Didn't have to pay rent or anything, but like I was like, no, I need to move out because I know I look like a failure to these people. So
Yeah.
so I had to find a way to move out, and that was my mission, to move out the following year. And then I did. I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm moving out. I wanted to pay my rent up front for the year because I could not. I was alone in the city, in the big city.
That's actually crazy because for me also, like, I feel like when you want to move out now, I also wanted to pay my rent up for a year.
And I did
because
that.
you have this fear of like, yo, what if I can't make rent this month
Yes.
and this landlord comes here and takes me out here?
Especially when you're a freelancer, it's so scary. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I will pay my rent for the year, and then I'll feel safe, and I can figure out what I'm going to do for
Yeah.
the next year. And that's what I did. That was my mission for the next year. And I was so happy I did that. And it just improved from there. And I was like taking risk every single time. And I feel like if you take risk, it will pay off. Sometimes not so much, but I think it will just pay off.
Yeah. And you did mention to me that we're going to get back to your transition from there to like, you're obviously living alone now. We're going to get back to all that. But I just want to conclude about the fighting segment. You mentioned that you want to take fighting seriously now.
Yeah, but my injury is just putting me off. So I got injured a year ago on a job, and
Yeah.
then I tore my ACL and my meniscus. So I had to get surgery, and then I had to do rehab for nearly a year. And then that was good. I came, because last year I was on holiday, and I came back in October, and I was like, good. I went into kickboxing, and that was the first time I was back doing kickboxing. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to compete soon. I want to compete soon. My doctor was happy, and he said, just keep on training. By February, you can compete. And I was so happy. I was like, finally, I can compete. And I thought, okay, now I'm in a position I can support myself financially, and I can support my dream, because
Yeah.
that's essentially what I want to do. And then I went on a job in the beginning of the year, and I got injured the first day on the same knee, but it's a different ligament this time. But at least it wasn't as bad as the previous
Yeah, the
injury. It
previous
was
one,
just
yeah.
a sprain. But then I had to do a rehab program of like between 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm still in it now. So I'm waiting for my leg to get 100% again, and then
But-
hopefully.
What is your ultimate goal? You trying to go to the UFC or EFC, or what is your ultimate goal in fighting?
No, not MMA. I don't like sweaty people.
Oh, you don't like touching people.
I hate it so much. I prefer stand up. So I want to compete in Glory Kickboxing or One Championship. So they do One Championship does Muay Thai and kickboxing. Glory Kickboxing is just kickboxing.
Yeah.
Because essentially I'm a kickboxer, but then I also did Muay Thai as well. So either I'll be happy with either.
So how far are you away from that goal?
Well, I need to compete. I need to have a few fights now because I haven't competed in years. The
Yeah.
last time I competed, I was a junior. And no, actually, the last time I competed, I was actually 19. Yeah. And then I couldn't compete because it was so difficult to find a dojo on campus to train because there was only normal fitness gyms, and that's not good enough for someone who
for-
wants to
runs the
train.
fight, yeah.
I remembered I was studying in Stellenbosch, and then there was a dojo in Paul, but I didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
So I remember I took the train, and I missed the train at night after my class, and I didn't know what to do.
So you missed your train from Paul back to
'cause
Stellenbosch?
I could not Uber till there because it was too expensive for me and I didn't have a car. So I was like, what am I going to do now? So I'm going to go. But I was so determined. I wanted to find a way to make it work. And then I went, and I remembered I got stranded. I had to call the landlord to pick me up because I could not call my parents, because if I did that, oh my God, I wouldn't have heard the end of it, honestly. So I had to find my own way.
Wow. That's a crazy story. And your landlord came to come fetch you?
Yes, and I had to pay him petrol, and I was like, I might as well sort of Ubered because he wanted the full tank, and I'm like, bro, why?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a student. I'm a starving student, and you're just taking advantage. But anyways, it is what it is. I had to, and then I was broke that whole week because I had to give my allowance to him.
To him, yo, landlord is taking the piss. Regardless, now, before we conclude fighting, I want to know, like, what is the maddest experience or something that's happened to you because of your fighting? Or do you ever feel like you've encountered any problems because of your fighting?
So I had to defend myself. Well, I didn't really defend myself. I attacked him. I don't generally attack people, but he took my phone, so I have every reason to attack him. I remember I was walking back from class to my hostel on a Friday afternoon, broad daylight, and I just had to cross the road. It's not that far.
Yeah.
But because I walk with my phone like this, and at the time I had the wire earphones and
Yeah.
stuff, so I was just walking, listening to music and texting someone. But I still do that. It's so bad. I shouldn't do that. But I was walking, and this guy just came at me, and he just grabbed my phone, and it took me a split second to realize, like, what the hell? He just took my phone. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't take my phone. I was like my third phone for the year, I think.
Wow.
And I needed that phone. You can't just take my phone. So then I sprinted after him. I started running and I started shouting, saying, he took my phone. And people tried to stop him. And then I caught up with him and then I kicked him straight in the back. And then he fell. But then he got pissed at me and he broke my phone. He slammed it down on the floor. I'm like, why? So then I got more pissed. So I kicked him in the face. The campus security came and they took him to the police station and they said I must come down to the police station to file a report and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So then I think like an hour later, I went and I remember he was sitting in a corner with his handcuffs there and two policemen was making fun of him because
You eat him.
So yeah, that was the only time I actually used my art on someone. But I don't attack someone or defend myself. If there's a situation that I can walk away from, I walk away.
Okay. Dope. Yo, I'm not trying to. I don't want no smoke though. I don't want no smoke. If there's anything you don't like on the podcast, just tell me. I'm not trying to get
I'm
involved.
actually not an aggressive person. Only when you take my belongings. Or,
Hey, I'm still not trying to get involved. Next thing I want to talk about is you mentioned you're a stunt double in a lot of movies, a lot of famous movies. There's a few in particular that I do want to talk about. But just explain to us how that works, bro. Because I don't even notice when there's a stunt double in a
didn't
movie.
even know that whole industry existed up until I got approached. And I was like,
So if I want to be a stunt double, like what actually happens? Just explain to me, like.
So basically, you wear the same costume as the actress, but you need to look very similar to the actress. And the hair, everything, the chains, everything the same. And you need to learn their movements. So how they move day to day and stuff. So you can adapt.
That's meat riding. That's meat riding. I think that's meat riding personally. Me. Yeah, but continue.
So when they shoot it in such an angle where it literally looks like her. So they'll try to get angles maybe from behind, or sometimes even CGI'd it. Like on the latest film I was on, I did motion capture. So I did everything, but I was in a suit and they monitored my motion, but then they CGI'd her face, everything on the scene in the movie. Yeah. So sometimes they do that, and sometimes I actually just do the whole stunt and then they put that in, and you'll be able to recognize me if you look closely. So it's like,
you pause it and stuff.
yeah, then you can see, oh, that is her, but it looks very similar to the actress because like of the same features and color and whatever you are. So
like, say for instance, like, what type of stunts do you do? Do you only do fighting stunts, or like we're driving out? Say for instance, you have to jump out of a car. Let's say we're driving on the bridge, and then you have to jump over the bridge.
Yeah.
And then like.
So not just fighting stuff. I remember my first big job I did. I had to jump off a building. That was so fun, actually. That was the best.
You had to jump off a building. They
Yeah.
give you padding or what?
So I had wires on, but you still did the free fall. So you feel everything, and then they catch you at the end. So and it goes toward the wire.
Wow. And so what? Obviously, it's a very scary career. Like, how's the bag? How was the bag for your first one? Just for your first one.
So how it works with that? So if you do a big stunt,
Yeah.
and then you get stunt adjustments. So you have your day rate, and then when you do a big stunt that's considered dangerous, then you have stunt adjustments. And usually, like if you do jumps, you can get up to 15K a take. So if you do maybe 3 takes, then you get 15K per take.
So 15,000 and per take.
Yeah.
So.
But that's not every single stunt. Fire burns would be 25K a take. So if you do 2 to 3 times, then
What is fire burns like? They're burning you.
yeah, you're setting you ablaze.
Yo, pardon me, but yo,
You can lose your eyelashes. A lot of people lost their eyelashes in
because
fire
of
burns.
fire burns.
Yeah.
What is your in the beginning? What is your bag like for a full stunt movie in your early days?
So the first one I did, because I was new and obviously you need to build experience and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wasn't full time on this job. The day rate was like 2,400 Rand. That was in 2019. And I didn't do big stunts in there. So there wasn't any stunt adjustments. And I worked 3 months on the job. I don't remember how much I made in total because I didn't calculate it, but I remember the rate. And then the next job after that was, I think it was 4,000 Rand a day. And then I had big stunts on this big gag. So we call it a gag. And I think I had about 3 of them. And then each of them were at least, each gag was like, I think the most I got paid for a gag was like 15K. The jump actually.
Yeah.
And then there was an explosion that was 10,000 Rand. And there was a jump as well that was, but it wasn't like too dangerous because you had to jump onto a ship. And I think that was 9,000 Rand or 10,000 Rand also.
There's money in everything, no? Wow. I need to tap it. But also, sorry to cut you off there, but you also mentioned that you got injured on your ACL. So say for instance, like you do a stunt, no? And you get injured or you die. Like what happens then?
So you have insurance. When I worked international, so this is what I got injured on an international job. And
Yeah.
if you work internationally, the rate is like double, triple the rate you get in South Africa.
Yeah.
So, which I like. I like working overseas.
Yeah.
It's cool. But on this job, I was insured because I had to be. You can't go on an international job with no insurance, and the production gives you the insurance. So there's medical bills is included. You get a working compensation depending on the nature of the injury. Yeah, they pay everything. They pay for your physio, all of that. They look after you. So yeah, but there is insurance, like when they say in the event of death, they'll pay out this amount, blah, blah, blah. So they put that all in the contract.
Guys, if you guys, women, men, if you guys want to be stunt doubles, there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of money for risking your body.
dangerous, though.
That's very dangerous, but yo, there's actually a bag in there. You've been in movies, people might not know this, but you've been in Resident Evil.
I've been in Escape Room
Yes.
2, Resident Evil, The Woman King, and Dune Part 2.
And you played Zendaya in one of those movies as a stunt double. Yo,
yeah.
that's massive. How was Zendaya though? How was she? You met her?
She's nice. Yeah, we had to train together because I had to learn her movements and stuff. And then, but I remember we were joking around because we're so tall and our arms keep on like locking in like this. So we were like saying, "Oh, our arms are too long," and we like joke around like that. But she's good. Like she picks it up quite easily because she's a dancer. So what I've noticed is that dancers who go into stunts and stuff or does stunts, they pick it up so much quicker. And like we were training together, and that was about it. We didn't really
Go out together or
No,
nothing like that? Just strictly business.
yeah, so we just had to do stunt training together for a bit, and then she started shooting. So there was 2 different units. So there was a unit where I was doing the stunts, and then there was a unit where she was doing the acting and stuff. So we were not really together on set. And then I got injured and I had to go home. So they went to Jordan and Abu Dhabi, and I was like to go home and get surgery done. Like,
Yeah.
I was so sad, and they had to replace me for the second half of the film, and I was so jealous.
But Zendaya's cool though. Zendaya's nice. She's
I was told that she chose me as her double, and I was like, "There's no way she chose me."
Was it not a surreal moment for you? Like, yo, you're meeting Zendaya.
Oh,
Used to watch her on Disney Channel, no?
Yes, she's literally my role model. Like honestly, ever since Shake It Up, when I saw her, I was like, wow, I look up to her because she's tall and she made tall being cool, and she's pretty and funny. And I was like, I can be tall and cool and funny too.
Yo, that's dope. That's like a 360 moment from watching her to now playing her in a movie.
Yeah, and like the fact that she's literally my role model, and I met her, and I was like, I had to be so professional because I couldn't get all.
Yeah, you couldn't get geeked out. Yeah,
yeah, because I don't fangirl, but like for her, I would fangirl any day, and I was just like, I had to be professional.
Nah, I get you. So afterwards, you guys kept in contact. You ever spoke again since then?
No. We didn't speak. No, we only spoke at work when we had to do training together and stuff, and that was it. But just all strictly
Yo,
business.
that's a bad one. You also played in Resident Evil, no? Resident Evil 2.
No, so it's that new Netflix series that was on Netflix. That was on Netflix.
So how was that experience as well?
So that was the first big job I actually got, and I learned a lot in that job. It was long, it was difficult, and I was the lead's double. I was actually the backup double because I was new to the industry, and then the lead double was from the UK, and I think she couldn't do that jump. So sometimes stunt people have a fear of some certain things, and that's okay. Like, it's not like, oh, you're not a bad stunt person.
Yeah.
It's just certain things that they can't do. And I was just like, wee, this is a ride for me.
Yeah.
And I did it, and they're like, oh, okay, she can do this stuff. And then they replaced me as the lead double, and I was like, whoa, all the pressure was on me.
you, yeah.
And I loved it. Like, I performed well under pressure, and I learned better that way. But it was really difficult. I remember going for an audition for this job. There was 2 other girls, and I thought it was just a normal audition. They're going to see how you look, and then you're going to perform a few movements. No, it was like a proper boot camp. They gave me like a AK-47 to hold, and I'm like, I've never held a weapon in my life. What do I do with
Yeah.
this? And then I remember I had to fight zombies with it. I'm like, what? And everyone's acting like zombies, and I'm not used to this. Like, I would laugh at this.
That must be weird.
I was laughing in my head. I'm like, because usually I would laugh at this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like, but they were taking it so serious, and I'm like, I can't laugh at this.
Yeah. You need to lock in and you need to kill them.
Yeah, so you have to imagine the zombies, and they had to act like zombies, move like zombies and stuff. And I'm like, well, this is not funny at all.
Yeah.
So it was really tough that day. And then, but I was giving it my all because I really wanted the job because it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they told me, like, we really like you, we like how you move and stuff. And then they booked me for that job.
And when you shoot like these stunt movies, no, do you just come do your stunt and go home, or like how's it? Or do you have to be on set?
I wish.
Like everyone, while say for instance like the Zendaya movie, for instance, no, where you have to chill there the whole day while they're busy shooting something else, and you just come into your stunt.
For that one, on that job, it was the best experience ever because I felt like my skills was used
Yeah.
more often. So if you were not needed on set, you would go back to the warehouse and you would train whole day, because we have a period in the beginning where you train every day to get fit and to learn the choreos and stuff. I love that part of the job because you just go to work to train and then that's it. But if you start shooting and stuff, some productions you're gonna have to be on set and just sit there and do nothing whole day. I remember it, on the first one I was on, we had a holding cell and there was a bed and everything. They didn't use us that day. I was on the bed watching Netflix whole day, and I remember I finished the whole season in one day.
Wow.
Because I didn't do it, but they
didn't
still
have it.
pay you.
Yeah.
So these days we do absolutely nothing and you just chill and wait. But it's annoying because it makes you lazy and you start snacking and
Then you have to. It's gonna take you a lot more to get back into it again afterwards.
yeah, so that's why sometimes I lose my fitness in when I'm on a full-time job, because some jobs they expect you to be there, just be there, and I hate that. But then there's other jobs where if there's no stunts needed for the day, then you go to the warehouse where you train where you are every day when you're not needed on set.
How much do you train though? If you go to the warehouse, you just train a full day. Or what?
Basically, so from 8 till 5, but it's broken up into bits. So in the morning we'll have a nice stretching routine, and then we do nice drills like boxing drills, jiu-jitsu drills, all of those that's needed for the job. So if it's like a weapons job, we'll do weapon training and like drills for that. And then we chill for a bit. We have like a tea break or whatever, and then we continue with the training. And you on your own, you can train on your own, do some weight training if you want, because there's a gym, you can do some training there. And then we have lunch. It's usually 2 hours long. And then after 2, then we go back into learning choreos. So then from 2 till 5, we'll do choreos and stuff. But you get breaks in between, of course. But that's basically a typical training day.
You guys see the movies and stuff, but you don't realize how much work goes into movies. Bro.
It's long and tough. And
How long roughly does it take to make a movie though?
so it depends. For a movie, it would usually go from 4 months. Yeah, more or less 4 months. But if it's a very long movie, it can take up to 6 months. And a series would be between 6 months to a year, just depending on the amount of episodes.
And stuff. Yeah, I wonder if sometimes people just come to a movie, because I always think to myself, I want to get into acting, no? But I don't smart to be on it the whole day. But I from 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, you're just shooting mad scenes.
Yeah, but it goes so fast
Mm.
that you don't realize it. I prefer to be active, to move and do stuff whole day than just sitting there and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because when you do stuff, it goes quicker and you move more and you can stay in shape. But the moment you sit and do nothing, it feels like a minute will feel like an hour. Honestly, it's the worst.
I get you. I can only imagine. Now, you said that you were going to do sports and you didn't end up studying. You didn't end up finishing studying, but you got into acting. So do you think like your acting job and your stunt and your fights and your campaigns is making you more money than you would have done with sports?
So I'm not really in acting yet. That's where I'm gonna.
I mean, stunt acting is still acting.
It's not sort of, but the actual acting, I want to get into that as well. That's also another thing I want to branch off to, because I've been getting offers and stuff, and I was just like, okay, I need to ground myself because everything's being thrown on my plate. So it's like I need to decide which direction I want to go. So with regards to making money in campaigns and stuff, so what I did was, if I work on a full-time job, I don't really do content and stuff. But then when there's periods we don't work, you'll maybe work for 6 months and you can be off for the rest of the year, or you'll work in 3 months' time again. Then that's the time I use to get campaigns and stuff, and then that brings in an income. So I would say, I don't know, like if, like now my Instagram, like when I get campaigns on Instagram, it's like more like the campaigns I get get paid more and stuff. So that's nice for me, because I feel like I get more in a less amount of time than what I would get on
on a movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in comparison to what your parents wanted you to study, like sports. Do you think you?
They didn't want me to study sports science. I remember my dad said, "Okay, you go to the police station, or we want to put me in the Navy," and I was just like, bro, you need to chill. I'm not doing that. And my mom, I don't know what she wanted me to study, but like I told them, well, this is the only thing that interests me is the sports science. And I hated it. The first year was fine because there was math and physics, and I love math. I love physics. I love chemistry. I love those modules, but biology, nope.
Not great.
I don't like a lot of theory. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I get you.
And then the next year was just theory. And I'm like, what is going on? And now I started not being happy because I don't want to sit with a lot of information and just applying with like long paragraphs. It was just not my thing. And I thought maybe if I took the BSc degree, it would just be more science, because there's two different degrees on the BSc and BA. So BA, they said, is more theory and writing and stuff. And I didn't want to do that. So then... But the BSc was also a lot of writing and paragraphs. You have to write the answers.
So, but you think you're making more money now than you would have made of sports science?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Next thing I want to ask is, you're obviously a girl and you're quite popular. And you got a huge Instagram follower. I think you got about 700,000, 725,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just blew up out of nowhere.
So obviously with that happening, you obviously get a lot of famous people messaging you.
Yes.
And I know we had someone talking about Lil Wayne on the show. Ashley, she said you guys are friends as well.
Yes.
So who's the most famous person that's ever DM'd you?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
Yes. My boyfriend is not happy with it because he keeps messaging me and I have to ignore because I can't like entertain you. But he messaged me before I met my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I remembered he messaged me for work, actually. He wanted us to do a music video and he said we can do a Mr. and Mrs. Smith style type of video. And I was just like, okay, that sounds cool. Like I can
Weren't you geeked though?
Yes. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And he was not being weird or flirty or anything. And I was like, okay, he wants to do something like this. And I told him I can't yet at the time because I was still recovering from an injury.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, when you're ready, we can talk and stuff. And then he started talking to me about the martial arts he's been doing. I think he said he did taekwondo and gymnastics, and he was like telling me details about what he did. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was sharing what I did as well. And then that was it. So it's like normal. And then he would randomly just check in and would just be like, hey, how you doing? So I just thought like he was waiting for me to get healed.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what happened. Then after a while, I think after a few weeks, he was like, you're so fine to me. And I'm like, oh my God, no.
So he was cooking you. He was just waiting for his opportunity to raise you.
So I was like, no.
And obviously, you had a boyfriend at the time.
Yes, and I was like, there's no way, like, why? And I was so annoyed because I'm like, oh, this could have been a really cool opportunity for me,
Yeah.
but then you just ruined it.
Yeah.
So then I had to obviously ignore. I couldn't like say anything to it. I was like, it's fine. And then he keep like messaging me. He keeps deleting messages because I see the messages and he deletes it and then he resends it the next day and like tried to check in every single time. He was like, hey, he was sending fire emojis every single time, and I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, the thing is like, everyone is the same, bruh. At the end of the day, bruh. Some men, you get the guy that like you went to school with that will send you a lot of messages.
Yeah.
And even Chris Brown is the same. You know what I mean? Like, all guys is just the
My
same.
boyfriend said he's a beg.
He's a big, huh?
Yeah, he's a beg. You know, it's a beg.
Yeah, I know what a beg is, yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, wow. But he gets annoyed, and I was like, but you don't have anything to worry. Like, because I show him and I tell
Yeah.
him, like, oh, he messaged me again. So
It's actually very important. Like, obviously, like some people, if some people got Chris Brown messaging them, some girls got Chris Brown messaging them while they have a boyfriend. Their boyfriend is being pushed to the side. Let's speak about your boyfriend though. You obviously met him at the point where you're quite like popular. You're quite known now in the industry. So how was navigating love, especially now knowing that some people might like you for the wrong reasons?
So this is my first time actually being in love and having a boyfriend, like a real boy. I did have a boyfriend when I was like 21, but it didn't last long, so it was very quick.
Yeah.
But this is like my real first boyfriend, and I don't know, I keep it private. I do share him sometimes, but we keep our private life private.
Yeah.
So
Seems like a cool guy though.
he is. He's like my best friend. We share everything. We do everything together, and I like that. And I learned from him. I learned quite a lot from him about myself and like certain things that I couldn't do. Like for instance, I couldn't speak up about how I feel about a certain situation, and people would just walk over me.
Yeah.
But he would get so annoyed at me if I don't speak up, I don't say it, and then I started coming up more of my shell, and like he's the one who like boosted me in that sense. So yeah, I feel like we learn from one another all the time, which is quite good. But when I posted him on TikTok, people just started hating, and I remembered he was getting racist comments on
Why?
my Instagram and TikTok. Apparently, I don't want to date my own kind. I'm like, what do you mean? I must date my own kind.
Obviously, love doesn't have a color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just have. Well, Zanita, you know Zanita?
Yeah, I know Zanita.
She's the one who manifested him in my life. I don't know what she did.
But he's quite popular as well, no?
No, he's not really a social media guy.
But he's a model.
Yeah, he's a model.
Where's he from? Is he Italian or?
He's from Italy, but he lives in the UK.
Oh, I see. So how did Zanita manifest him in your life?
So, 3 weeks before I met him, Zanita was like, you just need a nice Italian guy. And then we met on her birthday. So,
Wow.
so that is for me is the craziest thing ever. And I was like, you know what? One day, if him and I get married, we're going to get married on your birthday because this...
That's when we met also. Yeah.
Cause it's like, for me, it's crazy because she literally said, you just need a nice Italian guy. And 3 weeks later, I met him on her birthday.
Wow.
Like, it was so crazy.
That's very, very interesting. Before we go, I have like 2 more questions for you. Like you, obviously someone that came from a point of bullying, and now you've been able to like make something of your life. Like obviously you found fighting because of your bullying, and fighting was a way for you to express yourself. And now you've been able to take it to a point where like you are earning financially because of your fighting. And obviously you say your first brand deal was about the fighting, and all of that has allowed you to live a life which you desire.
Yeah.
So what advice could you give to people that are being bullied and stuff?
Whew. Okay, so what I try to tell myself is that they're probably insecure and they're taking their insecurities out on you. Because I remembered I was bullied because I had chicken legs, and like I was a stick. I was literally a stick, and people would always make fun of my legs, and because I'm so tall. And then I feel like they had their own insecurities and they maybe took that out on me. So it's quite hard when someone is like, you feel like you don't belong anywhere. But like I feel like if you accept yourself for who you are and your uniqueness, like you are unique, you'll see like everyone will be drawn to you because you're so unique, you're standing out. It's the best way like than fitting in, because I've realized when I was fitting in, you're just like a nobody in my opinion. And the moment you do your own thing, you just focus on yourself, you're focusing on like loving parts of yourself, like loving yourself, actually you'll see you get positivity will be attracted to you. And that's what I've noticed. Like, I've been getting so many opportunities the moment I start embracing myself, and opportunities that's dedicated to me. So yeah, basically love yourself and just accept that you are unique, and they're just projecting their insecurities onto you.
Wow, what a speech. Are you related to Nelson Mandela? That was a good speech. That was a good one. That was a good one. Lastly, to end on a softer note, who's the most famous person you've ever met besides Zendaya?
I don't know. I've met Jason Momoa as well, and Dave Bautista on.
Who's Batista from wrestling?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
How's Batista? How's Batista?
He's big.
Could he do Batista bomb for you?
No, he's
didn't.
huge. He's
Yo.
huge. I was like, wow, I know you're a huge guy. I didn't know you were like a giant.
You speak to him?
Well, I greeted. Yeah, so he had to come to stunt training. So
Did you ask him if wrestling was real?
no, it's not real. It's like
not-
stunts. Oh, did I spill a secret? But it's performance. They have a script and everything. I also wanted to do wrestling, and I was like, maybe I could do that because it's all performance. They practice it.
What?
Yeah. Do you think they get beaten up like that and just like walk normal the next time? Like getting smacked with chairs and stuff and be okay?
But I saw like
It looks real because they play it in that sense because they get angles and stuff.
But
That's what we do in stunts also when we fight. We punch, but it will look like I just punched someone.
now you're lying. Man.
No, like you have a reaction to it, you have a kick. With kicks, you make contact, but you put in energy in it so it looks like it's a massive kick, but it's not. Just like a tap. And they sell it by like falling and stuff.
Last week I learned that Undertaker and Kane aren't brothers, and now you're telling me wrestling isn't real. Nah, man. Nah. I saw the attitude adjustment. You know, John Cena attitude adjustment. Nah, man. Wrestling can't be fake, man.
Do you think they would want to get hit for real?
But they're getting paid, most.
Yeah, but they also don't want to ruin their faces.
But the one time I saw Edge. You know Edge from wrestling. Edge jumped on John Cena. John Cena moved. Then he landed on a table, and the table fell in. And then the
But
ambulance.
that's all like props and stuff. So we also have like the tables where if you fall on it, it will break. There's like a split in it, but you don't see it. And it's like sometimes it's made out of very, very thin wood, so it doesn't hurt you and stuff. But it can look like it was massive.
I saw the ambulance come fetch him though. Was that also acting?
It's all acting.
Guys, on that note, bruh, shout out to Alex J for coming on the show. I'm a bit
Thank you.
devastated right now. But yeah, thank you so much. Keep hustling, keep grinding, bro. Keep inspiring, bro. It's actually amazing that your story comes from a point of bullying to now elevating your life and your inspiration to kids all around South Africa, because I feel like you do so much work internationally that a lot of South Africans might not know about you. But I think now the people will know about you and they'll be able to look at you as an inspiration. So thank you.
Thank you. I hope to inspire more people, because why I do the videos is because I get messages from parents saying that they want their daughter to be like me, and I'm like, oh, that's what I like. And so many girls reach out to me asking me where they can do this and stuff, and that's essentially what I'm trying to do, like to show like you can be a badass and still be pretty and cool at the same time. So yeah. So I hope to inspire others, and don't let someone who's bullying you define you who you are.
Perfect. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Wow. See you guys next week.